Welcome to Monster Man.
Yarr! 1, 2,
Put them on. We're back in Studio 13. That's what I call this. I don't know what.
I like Studio 13. And I just realized the only reason we're not throwing this tablecloth out is because it's been here since the beginning.
You can't get rid of this.
The DNA contained within this will tell you everything you and I have had to drink for 7 years.
That's right. The pumpkin ale alone in this.
There are stains on here that hopefully you can't see.
Jackson Pollock painting.
It's a map of Hawaii.
So,
how are we?
Today, we're back in the studio. Back in the saddle again. Jack in the saddle again.
Sure.
I wanted to talk today about some of the cool crap that we have collected over all the conventions we go to or in surfing the internet and stuff like that. And we don't have to go, we could do many of these shows because we have so much crap.
We could.
But I brought a couple of things with me. And the first thing was I wanted to give you this gift as the first collectible, a Jason Voorhees bottle opener.
Oh, this will come in handy. And look, he matches my tattoo. I during my day job, I had some woman staring at that tattoo because it just happened. My sleeve pulled up, and I see her looking. I go, "Oh, it's a big hockey player." I played goalie. She's like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, so that's a great segue into one of my collectibles. It's not. I don't know if this is considered collectible.
Is it the lady or the hockey thing?
It's my phone case.
Which is bitchin'.
Which I don't know if you can see this, but it's the shining rug design. I've got a pair of socks coming.
That's a good test for people. Like if you know that they're one of your people, if they look and they go, shining rug.
So that's it. When you said that about so when I first was thinking about buying this, I said, this seems a little flashy. If I'm like with a client or something and I pull out a phone case that's not just black or something, are people going to be like, what the hell's that? And I was like, well, it's kind of subtle and
I would think they would think that's like David Cassidy's shirt from the
it's kind of good. But then I thought about it and said, but if somebody sees this and they get it, we're like best friends.
Friend for life. Just like him and I bonded over the Spider-Man rock opera album.
That's right.
So
our first conversation was because of the bobblehead in your office.
Which bobblehead?
It was a Spider-Man bobblehead that led to the.
That's right. Which my favorite gift ever, my wife once got me at the dollar store a Spider-Man set. He was him and a motorcycle, but it was Spader-Man.
Man,
it's James Spader.
The old flea market is not there anymore in Portchester.
Oh,
they had that whole corner of like those.
Oh my God, that was the greatest, crappiest flea market of all time.
So it only closed like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even less than that. Empire State Flea Market, I think it was called.
Yes.
So the last time I was there, I walked by and they had this like American Eagle, American flag belt buckle, total rock flag and eagle kind of thing.
Right.
That and it was like $5 or something. And I looked at it and was like, oh, that's such cheesy, awesome America.
Yeah.
And then I went home and a couple days later I'm like, why didn't I buy that? So I get in my car, drive back like a week or two later, sign on the wall.
Oh.
The place is closed. I'm like, this place has been here for 45 years.
I know. They had to modernize the area. Hey, look, where else were you going to get a wedding ring for about $35?
In a place that smelled like pickles.
Yes, it did. A lot of collectibles in there. The place that smells like pickles.
So, the old flea market. If you ever went to the flea market in Portchester, New York,
you'll know.
Make a comment below. You can talk about the comic book guy there.
Oh God.
So, what do you got?
Okay, what do I got? I will start off with one of my favorite collectibles. It is dog-eared and battered. I mean, it looks like how they make books try to look nowadays that have been weathered.
Yeah.
No, this was brand new when I got it. My father's favorite movie was King Kong, the original. And he and I watched it all the time. He also had the soundtrack, which after he'd have his case of Schaefer on a Friday night and half a bottle of tequila, at 4 a.m, we'd decide to play the soundtrack to King Kong. Which is like, don, 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 don. You're like, what the F? But he bought me this to show me it's all about the making of King Kong. How they did the special effects, how they got the actors, and there's some amazing original...
Oh, wow.
There's original sketch work that was done by the production team before they did this. this book, and I thought I had lost it for years, and I recently refound it in the attic, buried under something where it should never have been. If you ever wanted to know everything about the original King Kong, the making of King Kong, I'm sure you can find it somewhere on eBay. It's somebody has it, but this is probably my favorite, my favorite thing that I own. And my dad, when he passed away, we buried him with my Blu-ray copy of King Kong that I had yet to watch. So I still haven't seen it. So after this, we're getting a shovel and we're going to go get my copy back.
Or I could just go onto my shining phone and order you one.
Or you could do that, whatever.
Well, speaking of books, so there was a book I had. I used it a long time ago on the show. I brought it. It was a book with my horror movie images, and I was a lot of Hammer and Universal stuff in it, and I loved it. Recently on Instagram, I saw the cover of it, like posted by somebody. So I'm like, oh my God, I had that book. And everybody on the thread was somebody who had that book as a kid, and it was like one of their pivotal, this made me a horror fan, because there's so many of those books. I never even saw half the movies until now, when I can finally, like, Twins of Evil. Oh my God, you could never find that anywhere until it may be a video store. But even, there was video stores that enabled you to catch up on some of them. But it wasn't until like today that there's some of them. Not Lust for a Vampire. What was it? One of those last year at Chiller I ended up buying. It was Lust for a Vampire, I think. That was just like, I'd seen pictures from that in this book and everything. And I finally watched it. And so there's like, you're watching the movie and all of a sudden you're like, that's the scene! That it happens in a second.
Right. That's the beauty. You got some bitching stuff here, right?
Yes. So the books were a big part of my growing up and loving them.
Including the Bible.
Praise the Lord.
He didn't live in Philadelphia.
So my art teacher, I was a good artist, and my art teacher and me got along really well. But there was another thing about her, Mrs. Aylesworth, that I loved. It was because every year we had a book fair, and there was a variety of horror and sci-fi books and stuff like that. But her husband, Thomas Aylesworth, wrote books about movie monsters. I have two of them here. I have another one at home.
The size of that sucker.
And so, monsters and horror movies. I mean, look, this is all about. Look, there's the first Frankenstein movie.
Oh, the silent one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Which people don't realize there's a silent Frankenstein first.
And
it's like the Time Life. Was that Swamp Thing? So it goes all the way up into the 80s.
Let's see.
And
is that Swamp Thing, or is this can't be?
That looks like Swamp Thing right there. In fact,
it is Swamp Thing, 1982. So this might have been after, because this one, Movie Monsters, is like the same book, only way shorter.
Oh, and it's like Think and Do.
It's like look at that one.
It's like 10 words per page.
So what happened was, I have one that's just about vampires, and there's a few more. But I just remember, I'm going on Amazon one day. I was like, I wonder if they have Mr. Thomas Aylesworth books, and I found a couple, and there was they've ranged, they're way out of print, but they ranged from like $125 to like $3.
Oh wow!
So I got a couple of them. I'm like, wow.
Oh, he has a ton of books out there. Is he still alive, you think?
I doubt it, but you never know. It could be.
By the way, the back of this book, King Kong. The original King Kong.
So this was a great, holy grail for me, because when you're a kid and you're at the book fair, you're like, $5 is like weeks of savings for me. So I got the vampire book, and there was so many, I was like, I want more. I want more, and now that I'm a grown-up with disposable income, $4.
You know what? I love this book. It's the greatest ape monster, King Kong, the greatest reptile monster, Godzilla, the greatest insect monster, the Fly,
the Great Dawn of the Dead, Machete.
Nice.
I didn't realize he went that far.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, this is good stuff.
Yeah, so Thomas Aylesworth. So
put that over
it's
there.
Cool that...
If you could find those, my God, I want to get my hands on those.
Well, I'm glad you pointed out that his book.
There's like 8 of them or 10, maybe even more. He was busy.
Vampires and Other Ghosts. That's the one I have.
Right. Now you have to have them all. Now you got to get them all.
I got to. You got anything else?
I'm going to destroy a collectible because people who collect things are very particular about how they care for those things. So, a year and a half ago, something like that, my brother-in-law, I was looking at something. I'm a big sci-fi fan too, Aliens, and there was the ship from War of the Worlds, and somebody had one, and I'd never seen it before or since. And I looked at it longingly, and I had spent all my money on booze.
Which is a good investment.
Booze, I think, and booze. So he surprised me by buying this, and since then,
Ooh.
it's the War of the Worlds war machine, and the box is really cool because you got like Flaming City and shit and everything.
Oh yeah, this is such a classic
So
spaceship.
I love the box, but it takes up a lot of room, and I haven't been able to play with the toy. So right here on camera,
An unboxing.
I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to destroy this.
Yeah, so there's a number of collectors out there who
Stand up here.
are going to wince, except for the fact that the days of like this being worth anything.
Whatever.
Because there's like a whole warehouse of people.
By the time it's worth something, I'll be dead anyway, so I'm not gonna. I don't care. I want to play with this. So we go. Box destroyed. Oh boy, it's strapped in good.
Oh god. Oh my god, it's awesome.
Twist
I can see
ties.
my reflection in
Twist ties. Boom. I just remember the sound this ship used to make when it got close.
one of the greatest sounds.
Boom, boom, boom,
The
boom.
sound when it's shot. This is such a 4:30 movie.
Yes, I love this movie, and when the remake came out with Tom Cruise, I was reluctant. It's actually pretty good.
It's one of the better remakes.
Yeah, kind of
Little
shocked
Dakota
me.
Fanning.
Oh, that's right. She was a little girl.
The
in
scene
that.
where she's at the river and then all the bodies come down.
And I like how they in that movie they were doing where the Martians are collecting people and.
It gets a little bit Tom Cruisey where he's running and.
Of course it does.
But one thing I liked was he had a conflict with his son, and so there's a scene where they'd have a catch, and his son puts on a Red Sox hat and he's got a Yankee hat, and he's like, "Really?
Yeah, you would like that, Jay.
Yes, son."
So here it is, the official war machine.
Does it light up?
It doesn't do anything. it just is.
It just is. Don't sneeze; you might give it a virus.
Oh, it's so light. It's so frail. My cat's gonna break it. I think.
There a
Oh, there's a
stand?
little globe. Yeah. There's a globe in here.
This is sweet.
Oh, so I guess. Oh, look at this.
Ooh, and it goes over the world.
Does it go here or does it go this way? Eh. Gonna wreck the globe. There are people watching, like collectors, going, "What are you doing, sir?
Ooh.
Worst
Ooh, you should be
unboxing
wearing
ever."
gloves. If you take this to the secret stash, they would.
Boom! Look at that. So there's a little bit of the globe here. The War of the Worlds. There we go. I have now destroyed a collectible.
Next show, it'll be up here.
Exactly. So I got it now. But you're prettier out of the box.
That's very cool.
It's like my first wife was prettier out of the box too. You get them from Russia. They usually don't last long. Like when you buy a monkey out of the comic books. You just move on to the next.
I was watching the Gong Show yesterday.
The Michael Myers.
Yes, on DVR. Looking good just made me think of this. Selma Blair was on.
How was she?
She looked spectacular. She looked like a supermodel.
Real
like-
she's like 40 now.
Yeah, she had like a short dress on, like her hair done, everything. I was like, because of that movie Mom and Dad, she looks like a mom.
Yeah.
Like, she,
Yeah, I was shocked at that movie.
she looks like a supermodel.
Damn. Go Hellraiser's girlfriend. Hellraiser. Hellboys.
So, I'm gonna put on my Tony Stark glasses for a second. So,
I hear they give you pink eye.
Tom Holland is the guy who did Fright Night and Child's Play.
Child's Play. Yep.
He's got an awesome website, and he sells things. So like there's like Blu-rays and stuff that he signed, and that's why I went to his website one day. I was like, oh, maybe I get a signed Fright Night. Fright Night's one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Maybe I get a signed DVD. There's like super duper edits or whatever, remasters or whatever. So I'm on there and I discover he's got a bunch of cool stuff. So I didn't get this from the website, but I did get
This is from Tom Holland's website.
Tom Holland's website. They had a Fright Night coloring book. I was like,
Spooky.
When you go to like conventions, you don't see a ton of Fright Night stuff. It's an underrepresented movie.
You don't.
You don't. You see a lot of Freddy, Jason, Pinhead, Michael Myers, the Universal monsters, a lot of other stuff. You don't see a ton of Fright Night. It's one of the more underrepresented. You see some stuff. Usually it's Amy with the big mouth.
You don't see a lot of Peter Vincents walking around.
Right.
Which you should.
So it's like, well, you know what? I'm going to get it. Now, it's not exactly the greatest coloring book in the world, like compared to some of those other...
That's actually, I can have fun with that one.
It looks really like they took pictures from Fright Night, put it through like the Prisma app.
It could have. It's a quick and dirty way to do it.
It is. But I actually would love to have this signed by somebody in the cast.
Well, see, now there. So you hold on to it. Don't color it. Oh, you should color it. You should bring it to someone in the cast. Just totally, like, jacked up and colored poorly. Can you sign this, please?
So meet Chris Sarandon and be like, would you color this with me?
Or Amanda Bierce.
There's Amanda Bierce dancing with Jerry Dandridge.
Look at the nostrils on her. That's very extreme.
She looks like a pig.
She does.
The other thing I got, this is the awesome
I
thing.
love that.
It's your You're So Cool, Brewster figure of the Vampire Killer. So it's a Peter Vincent action figure. But clearly they didn't have the... He must not have the rights to...
It doesn't look like Peter Vincent.
So it's Peter Vincent, but just, like, look at the picture here, it looks exactly like him.
Right.
It looks like one of those Funko figures.
They did the best they could. It's probably it looks like it might have been Luke Skywalker in 1978, and they just took the mold.
There's actually like a guy dressed up like Peter Vincent on the back.
Oh, it's not actually Peter Vincent?
I think it's a guy who hosted a documentary about Fright Night.
Oh, you know what? It doesn't call him Peter Vincent anywhere there.
Right, it says the Vampire Killer.
Oh,
so
that's
but
weird.
From the Tom Holland, it's like, this is the closest I've ever seen. Besides, there's one guy who makes custom action figures from movies that don't. He has Kolchak ones and like the horror Dracula. And I went to his booth at Chiller, and they're awesome.
Oh, that guy who hand makes those.
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
But they're like, oh, it's $300 for those action figures.
Yep.
Like, okay, no thanks. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting a Peter Vincent Vampire Killer.
Does it say who else they have?
That's all they have on the website. Then when I was at Chiller, that same show.
Yo, homie. Yo, what's up?
There was a whole bunch of. I almost got like a Dawn of the Dead bowling shirt. And then I was like, it's kind of expensive, whatever. And then I was like, ooh, a Fright Night knit cap.
We should join a bowling league and just wear like knit caps and, bowling.
We should get bowling shirts this year.
I like that. I rip your jugular. It does say Peter Vincent on the back, at least, on the back. But there's a poster that is not him whatsoever. So, this is confusing.
So I have 3 cool Fright Night collectibles. And 2 of them are from Tom Holland.
Do you have Fright Night 2? Do you own that?
No, I'm not a fan.
That's a movie I hear more people talk about more. I think because of its controversy. Is it crap or is it...
Lately, people have been giving it more credit.
Yeah, it's not. And the remake...
I thought the remake was decent.
Wasn't bad.
It's not great, but it's decent.
Yeah. Wasn't it the guy who died, who was the kid in it?
Yes.
The kid was crushed by the sheep. Yeah, that guy. We're so good with names.
And McLovin was Evil Ed.
Oh yeah, McLovin.
What else you got?
I'm going to go right here. I was over with, where was I? I was at some convention. I was signing stuff. And the folks at Vinegar Syndrome were there. And the dude who's always there. I was checking it out because they'll have a lot of exploitation movies and weird horror movies. Like I bought Don't Go in the Woods. I forgot how horrible it was. It just said don't buy this friggin' movie. But this time I went and I bought the special Reanimator set that they have. This is phenomenal.
This looks awesome.
If you're a fan of Reanimator, you have to have this. Because it comes with an original Reanimator comic book that does the entire movie. And does it justice. So if you ever want to see Naked Barbara Crampton
it's got that
animated, yes. It has the original version and the unrated version. But it also has Reanimator postcards.
Get out.
So there's a great shot of Dr. West with the headless dude behind.
This movie is so great.
And it also
Oh
has...
my gosh, they really do have...
Oh, yeah.
Barbara Crampton.
Yeah, they sure do. And
oh
they
my
also,
goodness. It's the scene.
oh yeah, it doesn't shy away from what's in the movie. And there's also some behind the scenes interviews and stuff in this little booklet here. It's one of the best. I normally don't go for this.
I would go for this. This is awesome.
And I was like, I can't.
This is such a great
pass
movie
this up.
too. That
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So that was a no-brainer. So
because you're pretty bold when it comes to buying Blu-rays and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'll buy weird crap, but it's just a Blu-ray. But when it comes to like these sets that are expensive, and this wasn't bad. It was like $40, so it's not bad at all. But to me, $40 for a movie is like, eh. But this was a rare one. Check it out, Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know. They're probably online, and they have a store in Connecticut too. So you can go there. Yeah, they do. They do.
Ooh.
I talked to them about us coming up there and filming, and they said, anytime you want.
Where are they in Connecticut?
Up a ways.
Up.
I think in like near New Haven or something, or between New Haven and like.
We can do that.
Yeah, we could do it. Easy. So I'll put him up there.
That's sweet. Last year at Chiller.
With that.
I went. When we go to the convention, you start buying stuff right away.
I get it all out of the way, so I know how much money I have left to drink with.
And I'm the complete opposite.
Yes.
I don't want to carry anything. So I look, make notes, and then at the end I go back and I buy stuff.
Yeah.
And then I talk myself out of a lot of expensive junk that I would have bought on impulse.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I see something that's just unquestionable.
Right.
That you got to pull the trigger. I'll feel like, and then I'll go back. So there were these coasters that had artwork from different movies and stuff.
Yes, I have a few of them.
And they're pretty cool. So they weren't that bad. I was like, maybe I'll go get some of those coasters, or at least go back and look at them. And what I noticed at the place where they were selling them was, I hadn't noticed it the first time. They had Overlook Hotel maze snow globes, and
You can just hear Nicholson going,
Daddy,
Daddy,
and
Daddy.
I don't know. I've seen like that some snow globes from like Friday the 13th and thing like online, but you can't get them, or they're like $500 now.
Here's the thing. My thing's Snow Globe. I did a movie with snow. The Thing, yes. Friday the 13th, no.
It's pretty
Not
cool
fun.
though. It's like the lake. Like, when I saw it, I was
Alright.
like, anyway, it was kind of so it's got the
It's got the rug
The
pattern.
shining rug
matches your
pattern.
phone.
which matches my phone,
I like it has the twin axes.
twin axes. So this is like a great thing to have on your shelf, because so much of this stuff we get and we just throw it in a closet or in a box somewhere. And you're
Right.
like, wow, I'm spending a lot of money on crap. But this I have like right next to my computer on my desk when we're podcasting.
And it almost looks like a wintertime Christmas ornament.
It does, and you know,
Too bad there isn't a spot where Nicholson is dead in the maze.
if you look closely, you can see frozen Jack twins. So I'm very happy with that purchase.
Well, I have one right over here, which I love. I love the drive-in.
You do?
Now, we all have been watching Joe Bob Briggs, haven't we, on Shudder, which I just watched, Daughters of Darkness or something.
Oh, I almost pulled the trigger on that one.
The Flemish vampire lesbian movie. As Joe Bob said, he goes, it was their first horror movie and their last. But my wife one day, which you don't see this anymore, the old-time
Oh my God.
speakers at the drive-in, so she ordered from a place that collects this stuff from old drive-in. I have two of them. But back in the day, before you could use your radio, you'd hang this heavy sucker inside your window with this mono audio. This is your little knob for adjusting the audio. And this is what you heard your movie on. And it sounded terrible. And it didn't matter, because you were also hearing the collective sound of everyone around you. So it was like an echo, remember? It was echoey, whatever. But it was the fucking drive-in. It was great.
It was the drive-in.
So we loved
See
it.
this thing?
I got a couple of them.
It's lighter than you'd think it'd be.
Yes. There was, back in the day, they used to do all these promotions to get people into the drive-in. Oh, it ain't gonna hang there, son. One of the ones that they used to promote when cars didn't have air conditioning, they said, you could have air conditioning in your car, and they had, next to the speaker, they had a hose. And you put the hose in your window, and they would blow cool air through everything. But rats would eat through the hoses, and when they turned the air on, the rats would pour into the cars.
Oh my God, that's a horror movie.
I'm so tempted to write about that one day. Just the terror at the drive-in with the actual rats coming through the windows.
God. I only have one more thing.
You got one more thing. We're good.
It's not even that great a thing.
I sense you getting bored. I don't want you to.
This is a Death Star ice cube mold.
Wait, a fully built Death Star?
Fully operational.
Oh, the one that was never made.
No, this is the Star Wars one.
The first
one. Not
one.
the Return of the Jedi one.
Or the Force Awakens one.
I'm not calling it Episode 4.
No.
But if you watch our other podcast, The Final Guys, I often will have a glass of whiskey. So soon there'll be
a
Death Star
ball in there.
Because this is perfect for whiskey. We can put it in slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it's slowly not, because the room I'm in is 1,000 degrees, so it'll be.
I think I'm the only one in air conditioning when we do that show. Because I refuse to be hot. It's not going to happen.
Good for you. So that's all I got for now.
Here's the deal. We want you to tell us what your favorite collectible is. Not of ours. Of your own. What I'm going to do, I have a collectible book here. It's Fearful Fathoms. These are all deep sea horror stories by the likes of Laird Barron and W.D. Gagliani, Eric Brown, John Everson, a ton. So comment on our YouTube page here. Tell us what your favorite collectible is that you own, or one that you want to own, what you dream of, and I will pick a random winner to receive a free copy of this big old book here. And
big old book.
That's in your collection then. This is damn good authors in there. How about that, son?
And if you want to give us a present, email us and he'll give you the address you can mail to. I'm not fishing or anything.
No, not at all.
All right, good show.
Yep.
With that, we'll see you next time on
Monster Man.
Monster Man, Monster Man.